Hello, it's good to have you back on my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Mary and welcome to the Q&A session where I'll be answering all of your questions that you guys have been sending to me through LinkedIn and then YouTube, of course. So let's start with the first question, which is, you had a non-UK law degree, right? Yes, I obtained my law degree from a different jurisdiction, Nigeria, which falls under the common law jurisdiction as well, which answers the next question, which is it a common law jurisdiction? Yes, Nigeria is a common law jurisdiction. And next question is, how much experience did you have? I had 3 years post qualifying experience when I applied for exemption. So that answers the question, right? So the next question is, so for the exams that you had to write, did you write those exams in a single sitting? So after I got exempted, I registered for my exams individually, not all in one, because obviously I have a job and it takes time to prepare when you're writing for preparing for an exam when you have a job too. So I applied, or I registered for my exams individually, not together. I didn't take all of them together, and I haven't still even taken the last one, which I have to sit. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. So the next question is, how much time did it take from submission of your application till the final evaluation outcome? I think I said this, or I answered this question, or I think I mentioned something about this in my first video, my second video, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, it took almost a year for me to get a decision from the time I submitted my application. So if I get your question right, is did it take from submission of my application to the final evaluation? Yeah, so it took almost a year. I would say like 11 months to be exact, for me to get a decision, and this was as a result of the volume of application. I think on the Bar Standards Board's website it says 16 weeks, which should be 4 months, but yeah, it took me 11 months to get a decision on my application. And then, which takes us to the next question, which is also regarding the exemptions that you didn't get. Do you know what aspects of your application were weak? So I'll first of all start from the exemptions that I got. So I got exempted. I got exempted from most of the courses apart from the core courses. So, well, to answer your question, I'm not the assessor, so I really cannot tell you why I wasn't exempted from those aspects. But my own suspicion would be based on my experience. I only had 3 years post qualification experience when I applied, and for you to get, I think for you to get exempted for all of it, you need to show that you have experience in all the aspects provided in the professional statement. So if your experience covers all of the aspects, then the chances for you getting exempted from all of the exams will be high. So I really can't say for sure that this is the reason why I got exempted from this part, or this is the reason why I did not get exempted from all of the exams. So yeah, I think your experience comes into play, and how well you are able to evidence your experience while writing your application or in your application. So I really can't tell you, I really can't pinpoint what areas were weak, but all I can say is that your experience comes into play when the assessors examine, or when your application is being looked at. I hope that answers your question. So the next question and the final question would be, would you consider, would an MA degree strengthen my profile? So an MA degree should be, from what I know MA degree as, should be Masters of Arts. So that's a master degree. I think every qualification that you have, or any qualification that you've acquired so far, will come in handy in your application. So it doesn't matter whether your master's degree is in a different aspect, or in a different subject, or is in a different field. I think as long as you're able to apply what you derived from your master degree into where you want to be in your application, I think it would count. So if you can show that your master degree is helpful, or would help you in your job as a barrister, then I think it will come into, like, it would be very, very handy for you to include it into your application. I don't think there's any point with excluding one aspect of your qualification when applying or when writing your application. So if you have a PhD in, let's say, public administration, or you have a master's in theater art or something, it comes in, like, it's handy. For example, theater art shows that you know how to talk in front of people. You have confidence standing in the crowd. Well, I suppose in a way, which barristers need to do. We do public speaking a lot, so that helps. That would help your application too. You can use it as an evidence of public speaking or something. So every qualification that you have is handy. Well, I would say it's handy. Well, that's my own opinion. People may have different opinions when it comes to that, but that's my own opinion when it comes to, like, your application. So adding every qualification that you've obtained, certifications, whether or not is related to law, as long as you have a law degree and you've been called to bar, yeah. And that takes me back to the question that I answered earlier, which is for the exams that you had to give, how much did you write? So yeah, just to buttress on the point, I think every individual you know yourself better, you know yourself best than anyone. So if you decide to take everything in one sitting, there's no crime in doing that. So you can write all your exams that you've not been exempted from in one sitting. That's your own decision to make. Just review the course outline and then go through it by yourself and see whether or not you'll be capable of covering all of the aspects and reading well, and then sitting for the exams and writing the exams in one sitting. That's entirely your choice to make. So yeah, and I think that will be all of the questions that I have received so far. But if you have any other questions for me, and if you want to know more, yeah, just drop a message on my LinkedIn or in the comment section, and then we'll talk about it in my next video as well. See you guys. Bye.